According to recent statistics, more than 15 million Americans are trapped in the brutal cycle of addiction to drugs and alcohol. There are many different methods of treatment designed to help people overcome this dependence, none more common than the 12-step program. But some experts warn this one-size-fits-all approach to treating addiction is not for everyone. It takes many resources and options available to sustain recovery from personal addictions. Research shows that an integrated holistic approach, complete with individualized and continuing care, is the best way to treat the diverse needs of recovering individuals.
I think conventional treatment falls short in a few different ways. Sticking to a 28-day model, which is insufficient time to really address the amazing complexities of the disease. Oftentimes, the conventional treatment relies on pharmaceutical management of symptoms, and that can compound the healing process for the brain because you're swapping a drug for a drug. And that also impacts the clarity with which the client's able to deal with those underlying emotional issues. When a treatment plan is individualized, you're working with the client. It's client-driven. The client has input as to what's most important for their recovery. And by including the client in individualized treatment planning, you get them to buy in. They're invested in the process because they've identified what those desired end results are intended to be.
A recovering addict, Pam is the executive director of Bridging the Gaps, a holistic, integrative addiction treatment rehabilitation center located in picturesque Winchester, Virginia. By integrating traditional modalities of psychosocial spiritual treatment with complementary approaches oriented towards physiological healing and well-being, Bridging the Gaps combines treatments that incorporate healing of the whole person, mind, body, and spirit.
We're looking at the physiological basis of the disease. It's a physically based disease, it's lodged in our brain, so what we're doing is we're looking to assess where any imbalances in that brain chemistry and address that right off the bat. And once we've gotten that brain chemistry balanced, the client is better situated to stay engaged and focused and committed to long-term treatment that looks at the emotional, cognitive, and spiritual elements.
Bridging the Gaps provides a phase-based treatment structure to better facilitate a client's transition back into the demands of day-to-day life. Research has shown that addiction significantly alters brain chemistry and depletes the body of essential nutrients. BTG focuses on rebalancing the brain and building up the body through a variety of complementary approaches, including the use of oral and intravenous amino acid therapy, which significantly lessens the cravings experienced by most addicts.
It's very important to balance the brain chemistry in treating co-occurring disorders in order to have the level of chemical balance in the brain and then be able to address the emotional issues, the core issues that addiction is but a symptom of the disease. The individual works very closely with the counselors, with the doctor, with the whole group here, and the attention is paid to the individual and what that individual needs to succeed in recovery.
Innovative and vastly comprehensive in its approach, Bridging the Gaps offers a full menu of integrative treatment modalities, including individual and group counseling, intravenous amino acid therapy, neurofeedback, oral nutrients, nutrition, acupuncture detoxification, fitness, massage, meditation, yoga, and Reiki.
So the first phase, we're able to give them the stabilization, emotional and physical, and then build on that in the second phase. Third phase, putting that into action while they're out in the community, but still within a safe environment in the context of day treatment. The fourth phase allows us to continue with treatment from a continuing care standpoint. So they're coming in a few times a week, still seeing their counselor, and allowing us to monitor them as they make that transition into early recovery and middle recovery, up to sometimes even a year for our clients. And what that allows us to do is really get our clients to a baseline of optimal operation.
The whole family has been healed. The whole family receives support and genuine care and concern, helping them understand the individual who is going through addiction and the client themselves know that they are safe here.
We address so many different things here with so many different modalities, and I have such a passion for it because I experienced it. And other treatments didn't work for me, this one did. And that's what I get excited about when I come to work, is seeing that treatment work for people.
I'm a recovering addict, and Bridging the Gaps helped me live a life in recovery and accept my addiction as a disease, and that I could live a useful, full life in recovery.
We can help you feel better, that there's hope on the other side, that recovery is beneficial, recovery is worthwhile, recovery is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And my life is 100 times better than it was when I got here.
We're passionate about what we're doing because we care so much about the clients. When you see a client who's been struggling for 2-3 weeks to physically stabilize, and they make that turn, and their eyes open and their affect brightens, and they're able to interact in a way that's just, you know, it's amazing. There's no words to describe how wonderful it is to see somebody get better.
Although there is no cure for addiction, it's not a life without hope. Make the choice to live a life of permanent sobriety and happiness. Learn more about Bridging the Gaps, holistic drug and alcohol treatment that works. For more information, go to bridgingthegaps.com or call 866-711-1234.